Put your head to the ground when I walk in. You should proceed with caution. You could get cut off for free, that's a walk-in. Don't need your offering. Come in my office, speaking to me as a fee. I'm an impress. He might be hotter than y'all, but I'm heat to a different degree. Don't believe, come and see. Fuga. When it open, it go right through you. Give me an inch and I'll show you a roller. When you see me, freeze, seducer, you can get skilled. I'll be the best, I mean nobody better. You best in your era, I'm best in wherever, whenever, forever. I sit at the top, even when you giving all that you got. All that I'm giving to you is a box. That mean that you better chill. Popping out when I'm breaking the seal. No Shibuya, you can't level the field. Gassed up like he empathy till he got a face the greatest in history. Know that bet he may have faith in ability. Only way that's gonna play is my victory, and that's a split decision. Cut him deep, that's a big incision. Hit my target with elite precision. You call him great at his peak position. If this competition would have shame. Everything I'm supposed to be. So you take it all to me.
What is up, guys? Dashing here and live we are for Shockwave episode 116. We are just a little over a week away from our very first special event of this new season, my friends. Climb to Fame on the horizon, but right here tonight, we're jumping straight into the action like we always do and getting things started with the rack. No longer in a hat, though. A very different, a very focused, a very nasty, in more ways than one, Joseph Santos. And we saw him make his return to CMV after previously not being seen since Ascendance 12, the gauntlet match against the Arsenal of Telco Val. We thought his career here in CMV, period for that matter, was over. But Santos returned, guys, and wiped out both Leon Valente and Hunter Quinn after they had a matchup against each other. The first episode of Shockwave, the season premiere. They had that Climb to Fame contract qualifier, which Valente won, but no chance to celebrate as Santos rushed in and laid out both men. And it was last week here on Shockwave, guys, that Hunter Quinn came down to the ring and called Santos out. Santos no-showed, completely ignored him. Well, Hunter Quinn, though, is not the only one on the hunt for payback, as tonight it's going to be Leon Valente's opportunity, as of course he gets ready at Climb to Fame to be one of the 5 men competing in the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. Momentum, if he can get this win here, but well, hopefully he's able to stay focused. Again, wanting to get a measure of revenge for Santos blindsiding him a couple of weeks ago. Indeed, it will be Valente along with 4 other men at Climb to Fame with that briefcase hanging high above the ring. One of them will climb a ladder, unhook that briefcase, and inside a contract they can then cash in anytime, anywhere they want to for a shot at the Undisputed World Championship. And Valente, I know, got to be a favorite for many. Of course, one of the greatest win-loss records in CMV history. Only been defeated one-on-one a couple of times. He's only been pinned once. He's only tapped out once. He has lost a few times by count-out. Seems to be the only consistent way anybody can beat Leon Valente, the former Anarchy champion. Santos certainly picked a hell of a first target to go after, and Hunter Quinn as well. 2 of perhaps the meanest mofos we've got in CMV, but here we go. Santos with his first match in 7 months plus, as he takes on a very game Leon Valente, who again doesn't want to have his momentum falter so close to Climb to Fame. But what a show we have in store, my friends. Our main event, tag team action, as Morgan and Jack Wolf will take on the team of AJ Jenkins and Undisputed World Champion Ellie Quinn, brought together, as of course they both have their issues with Jack Wolf and Morgan. respectively, and heading into, of course, Climb to Fame, where Ellie Quinn defends the Undisputed World Championship against Morgan. That's after she'll have to meet Stevie Gabriel in a no ropes, no canvas, anything goes match. And the Rat, using those long, nasty, gangly claws of his to scratch down the back of Leon Valente. Also here tonight, guys, we continue with the Rising Star ladder match qualifier. It's going to be Taylor Wagner of the Killjoy Club taking on Giovanna Vance. And then, of course, we'll have our final qualifier for that. The sixth woman will be decided on Octane this upcoming Monday. It's going to be Lily Murphy and Fig for the final spot. See who's going to join Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, and Dallas Cole, who have qualified for the last couple of weeks. Pinfall attempt here, kicked out by Leon Valente, 2 count. And a whole lot more right here tonight, my friends, including more debuts. Punches to the jaw. Santos all over Valente here at the start. Santos, who's just been changed in pretty much every single way. Mentally, physically, I mean, hey, Santos is looking jacked. He's looking to be in great shape, maybe the best shape of his career. The former global champion, after what happened at Ascendance, kind of faded away, disappeared for months and months. We started to hear, here and there about him showing up, about these weird instances, but again, on the season premiere, he certainly shocked everyone in CMV when he took out both Valente and Hunter Quinn in one fell swoop. Great drop kick there by the former global champion. Now he beckons for Valente to get to his feet. Santos, that's pretty close range right there, but nails the knee to the jaw, guys. Dare I say, Valente is getting this rear end handed to him in this matchup. Very rarely have I ever seen Valente get dominated like this. Oh, to the top now. Top rope is Joseph Santos. Valente, oh, gonna get caught with a nasty leg drop to the back of the head from up top, and a kick out at 1. That little super old school Schmitty there. And now some rapid punches to the side of the head. I can speak French too. Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Bonbons. All that good stuff from behind. Santos, big back suplex. I cannot believe what I'm seeing, man. Joseph Santos lining up his shot now. Super kick right to the jaw of Leon Valente. 1, 2, and a kick out though. Santos trying to become one of the very few men to ever defeat Leon Valente clean. 1-on-1. Wait a minute. Florida Flatliner? No, what? Pile driver. Holy shit. Santos. 1, 2. Kick out by Valente. That would have surely been the end of any other man. Up to Brett's rope now, though. Santos is the Hurricane Rana. So focused, so driven. I say again, Santos maybe has never looked this good before. It's about time he knocks off all the stupid fanfare, the bullshit, the smile on his face, the big stupid hats. This is the Joseph Santos we've been missing for years right here. I like what I'm seeing. Valente doesn't. I don't know what my man has to do to get back into this one. He is not used to this. Slam now. Ribs first into the side of the steel steps. I can't emphasize enough, Valente has been so dominant for, almost 2 years he's been in CMV. Former Anarchy champion, protege of Chris Diamond. Frog splash, did you see the turn mid-air? The rotation mid-air from Santos? This is unreal. Valente is wrenched back, now the arms, and face driven into the canvas. Valente doesn't know what's hit him here tonight. And another springboard elbow, finally. At last, a sign of life from Valente now, who's going to try to hopefully pray to the wrestling gods here, but no such luck. The transition quickly to a crossover. Valente going to rely on what brought him to the dance, his superior submission expertise. That deep triangle choke, the cross arm bar, see him use, rear naked chokes. Not again, no! Gets out of the arm bar and right into a second pile driver. You might kick out of one, you ain't kicking out of two of them. Holy shit! Joseph Santos just wiped the mat with Wait a minute, where'd the Hunter Quinn! Santos didn't want to pull up last week, but he's got no choice tonight. Choke slam from the Hellhound. A dominant display by Santos, but much like Santos took Quinn out a couple weeks ago, Quinn getting his lick back, as the kids would say, here tonight. Well, my friends, I can't believe what we just saw to kick off this episode of Shockwave. Across the board there. Dominant display from Santos. I mean, let's be honest, squashing Leon Valente and then Hunter Quinn after the match, laying Santos out. But, we're far from finished here tonight. That was just our first matchup, guys. And we'll actually, as we prepare for our next match and our first debut of the night, our very first look here in CMV at Trinity Everhart, who's going to be taking on Arisa Masami, guys. I actually have some news here from earlier tonight before Shockwave went on the air. Now, later tonight, we're supposed to see the team of B. Barrett and Thea take on the team of Ileana Summers and Gianna, guys. But earlier tonight, Ileana Summers was found unconscious, seemingly attacked in the locker room. The place was left a mess, and well, since this was a couple hours ago, she's been taken to a local hospital to be checked on. It does not seem as though she's going to be back in time for that tag team matchup coming up a little bit later on. So as of now, it seems like we might have a handicap match on our hands. I think the clear and obvious culprits behind this attack would have to be the opponents of Gianna and Ileana Summers here tonight, Thea and B. Barrett. But at the same time, I don't see Thea and B. Barrett being the type to launch a brutal backstage attack in such a way. And nonetheless, I guess we'll see what's going to happen as we get closer to that matchup later on. But right now, Trinity Everhart, guys, has her hands full here in her CMV debut, taking on Arisa Masami, guys, who, let's not forget, won that massive 20-woman battle royal at the end of last season to earn any championship opportunity she desired coming into the new season here. Any. That's the women's titles, obviously, but the men's as well. And I actually bumped into Arisa earlier tonight, and I asked her, hey, any thoughts on which championship you might want to challenge for? Anything you got your eyes on? And, well, she just smiled like she is right now, that wide kind of unnerving smile, and walked right past me. So if Masami does have a choice in mind which championship she wants to challenge for, apparently going to keep it to herself for now. Certainly bigger things to, bigger fish to fry, as the old saying goes right now, taking on Trinity Everhart one-on-one. Everhart looking ready to go. And we talked about it over the last couple of weeks since this season began. We have so many newcomers, as is the case at the start of a new season, but I think more than ever before, we got so many new faces, especially in the women's division. This might be like the most new faces we've seen arrive in the women's division at one time. And all clamoring, all clawing, all fighting tooth and nail to try and, rise above the rest of, when you have so many new women in a division, it's going to be tough to stand out from the pack to separate yourself. That's certainly what Trinity Everhart's going to try to do here, but easier said than done against someone as dangerous as Arisa Masami, who's going to start strong here against the newcomer, and up to the top rope she goes. Of course, representing the dramatic Dream Team alongside Kai Thatcher and Ricky Gelani. Big drop kick there from off the top rope, and now some repeated stomps. Don't let Masami's smile fool you. Once that bell rings, she is absolutely a psychopath, as Trinity Everhart is learning here very early on. My goodness, look at this bitch. She's like, looking like a goddamn gorilla out there. Forget the 100 men versus gorilla. 100 men versus Arisa Masami, and I think I know who I'm putting my money on. Masami gonna lift up Everhart here. Big hook to the jaw and a kick to the chest. There's another one, a third. Everhart just has not gotten a chance to get going here with a big slap across the face. Right to the top rope goes Masami. Well, that was a little bit miscalculated on the part of Arisa Masami, obviously. A little bit off. Lucky didn't shatter her tailbone right there. There's some more stomps. Masami goes into a dragon sleeper. Far from the ropes here. Trinity Everhart able to escape with some well-placed knees to the face, though. Well done by the newcomer, who now with a double bounce cutter. Hell of a way to fire back Everhart. My word, and now looking like she's about to break Arisa Masami in half. Kick to the head. Nice hip toss takedown. Masami. Kick to the back. What's she thinking about doing here? Go to the top rope? I don't know about that. What is she doing? I don't know about this angle. There we go. Getting herself into a better position. Now drop kick from the apron. Again, perfectly executed and into the pin. 1, 2. Not even a 2 count. That was a 1.999 right there. Oh, and again, we're going to see Masami. Jesus, man. Beating down on Trinity Everhart with no signs of remorse in any sort of way. Now going to set her up for what looks to be a kind of modified beast bite or rings of Saturn. The arms trapped, obviously. Wrenching on the neck, but going to release the hold. Trying to wear Everhart down, perhaps set her up for something even more devastating. Great combination of kicks, finishing with that snapmare and a rolling neck snap. Everhart, I don't know what she's got to do. Pull out another one of those bombastic springboard maneuvers to try to catch Masami off guard like she did a few minutes ago. Masami, hey! This is a illegal choke here in the corner. And again, the refs tell Masami, you better back off. Gonna get disqualified. Masami throwing up her hands, saying, all right. Now a hook of the leg, another pinfall attempt by Masami. And that's gonna do it, guys. The illegal choke in the corner puts out Trinity Everhart. I mean, Arisa Masami, is there something in the water tonight? What is going on? First Joseph Santos, now Arisa Masami. This looks like people been getting into the booze juice supply. Look at this, guys. Arisa Masami quite literally choked the life out of Trinity Everhart. And here again, just to follow up, referee honestly should have disqualified Masami. And that was it. Everhart passing out from the illegal chokes. Very lenient ref. Masami, don't let the smile fool you, like I said. My God. Well, whatever champion Arisa Masami does decide to come for, count your days. my friends, as I mentioned during that last matchup earlier tonight, a couple hours ago before Shockwave went on the air here, Ileana Summers was found unconscious, seemingly assaulted in the women's locker room backstage, and since then has been taken to a local hospital to have any potential injuries checked out. So, big question mark heading into our next matchup here. Tag team matchup it's supposed to be, as B. Barrett gets ready to team up with Thea to take on the team of Ileana Summers and Gianna. But again, Summers not here. So the question is, I guess, has Gianna potentially found a replacement partner, or is she going to try to go it alone against these two? I mean, it is Gianna we're talking about, the former women's world champion. If anybody can handle a handicap matchup, it's going to be the Pop Princess. But like I said before, I think the obvious culprits here would be Thea and B. Barrett, but both of these women I could not see being the type to do one of those sneaky backstage attacks. You know, a 2-on-1 beatdown, especially Thea, who has proven herself to be a woman who, above all else, values respect. And when Ileana Summers didn't give that to her a couple weeks ago after their matchup, Thea responded by attacking Ileana Summers last week before her matchup with Chloe Marks cost her that matchup for a spot in the Rising Star ladder match, with Thea afterwards saying she let her emotions get the better of her. That's not typically how she likes to do business, but she needed to send a message to Ileana Summers and everyone else in the women's division. She's not going to be messed with, not going to be bullied or pushed over, much like B. Barrett, who's been dealing with Gianna, not even just in CMV, but Gianna like a dark cloud looming over B. Barrett seemingly everywhere she goes. But this time, Barrett's got a bit of backup. And here we're about to see, is Gianna going to come out here alone? Or look, it's out of pure jealousy, but Gianna does not have a lot of friends in that locker room. You know, no Dawn Rose Holt around anymore. No Hikiko, her former tag team partner. So, who is Gianna going to... Well, I don't, there's Gianna, and it looks like she is, in fact, alone. So, oh, wait a minute, Gianna is not alone. Who the hell? Gianna and, well, apparently not just found a replacement, but two. As I'm getting word here that this is apparently... There on the left with the silver hair is Blake, and with the raven black hair there, now on the left of Gianna, is Noah. Gianna has, well, now I'm wondering if perhaps it wasn't Thea and B. Barrett behind the attack on Ileana Summers earlier tonight. Maybe it was Gianna and her new pals here. A couple more new faces in the women's division. Gianna's brought backup into the new season, and maybe is making a power play here tonight on Shockwave. And it looks like Gianna isn't even going to be in this match, as Noah and Blake take up for the Pop Princess against B. Barrett and Thea here in this tag team matchup. We'll talk about pulling the rug out from under somebody. Thea and B. Barrett most certainly have no idea what's going on, but the match is underway now. The bell is rung. And Gianna, who has parked herself a seat at ringside, is going to kick back and watch as we all get our first look at Noah that's in the ring right now. Blake out on the apron. B. Barrett tried for an early pin, got a 2 count. And European uppercut and a forearm smash to chop down. This Noah is a big gal, too. Where did Gianna dig these two up? These are a couple of massive women. But speaking of massive women, here comes the absolutely unbelievably shredded Thea, who's going to take a shot at Blake. As Noah goes after B. Barrett, but Barrett going to throw her into the ring. Well, In this sport especially, you got to be willing to adapt on the fly, and that's what Thea and B. Barrett are doing here as Gianna just slid a steel chair into the ring, but the referee not going to allow that to potentially be utilized. Blake back up on the apron. That's Noah from off the top rope after a clothesline. Perched up high. It's going to be like a flying boulder, man, coming down on you. Double axe to the top of the head and into the pin. One. Only a 1 count. Yeah, apparently this new trio we are bearing witness to, main character energy. You know, Gianna likes to call herself the main character of CMV. I would agree. I mean, who better than Gianna, the pop princess? And every pop princess needs an entourage. Here's our first look at Blake now, who just delivers a rib-shattering kick to the midsection of Thea.
That's a tag.
And the mystery just continues to deepen. Ileana Summers, who attacked her. If I had to wager, I'm not even going to say it. I don't like to throw around accusations, you know, until we have solid proof about what transpired, until Ileana Summers is back and can maybe tell us what's going on. Thea's freaking. Thea's geeking. Thea's having a little bit of a meltdown. And I can't say that I blame her for what's happened here, but Irish whip off the apron. Thea, big power slam. Nicely done by the French woman. Now with a stomp down onto the gut. But for one to the bicep as well. Before going up to the top rope herself, that's quite a distance. Thea setting up for a beautiful, picture-perfect elbow drop across the chest of Noah, and a tag there to B. Barrett. All about positivity. I don't know how you could be positive about this, though. Not even one of the opponents you were scheduled to be against here tonight. 2 new ones entirely. B. Barrett with a kick to the back. She tries to pick Noah up in a more of a seated position. I mean, I said this. What is Gianna doing? Just getting in the ring. Hey, you're not a part of this match anymore. You decided to abstain, if you will. And there's some great knees to the face from B. Barrett, in control right now of Noah. Bring her up to her feet now. I can't get over the size of this Noah. It is a big gal. As we get an Irish whip into the corner, maybe looking for a tag to Thea, but Noah's not going to let it happen. Elbow to the side of the head. And now into the corner. More of a cautious approach, though, as the tag is made to Blake. An assisted punch to the gut. Blake, the silver-haired vixen here. He lets out a mighty roar after that shoulder breaker. This is one hell of a way to make a statement. Gianna introducing us to her new entourage. Big boot is caved in the skull of B. Barrett. And now to the top rope. Elbow attempted across the chest, but B. Barrett able to get out of the way with that quickness. Gianna in the ring again here. Gianna's freaking out. She maybe doesn't like what she's seeing right now. You got to stay out of the ring, though. What is the ref just allowing this? Tag to Thea. The referee is a big fan of the latest Gianna album. Thea in. Irish whip. Big superwoman punch and into the pin, but right there to break it up is Noah. In the few weeks we've seen Thea here in CMV. Oh, wait a minute, look at that jumping cutter! Laid her out perfectly and into the pin. No help from Noah this time. Thea! What a kick out at 2. Thea was hoping it was done and dusted right there, but no such luck. Gonna keep up the attack. As I was saying, Thea, in a few short weeks, we've learned that she has a little bit of a problem maybe controlling her temper at times. Kick to the gut. Thea looking for a powerbomb. Nice back body drop by Blake. Stop to the back of that. It doesn't get much more dickish than that. Much more straightforward than just stomping on the back of your opponent's head, but it's effective. Right back into the corner. Loving what I'm seeing from these two. Blake. Oh, what is this? Blake and Noah. What is this? Oh my God! Like a double super elevated choke slam of some sort. 1, 2, 3. That was going to be a 3 count. Wow, what a save from B. Barrett. That was 2.5 999999999 right there. If not for Barrett, this match would be over right now. And gonna whoosh Thea. Shoulder first into the steel post. Thea's out, guys, right now after that. That goddamn, really getting put to the canvas with that slam. Well, it looks like Noah's going to allow this tag to be made, or not. Toying, mocking, taunting Thea here. Right back into the corner, just isolated. This is perfect tag team expertise right here. Isolating an opponent, tagging in and out, wearing them down for retro big elbow across the, I mean, it's academic at this point. Thea is done. After that slam, she's been unresponsive. They're basically beating a corpse right now. If Thea can somehow make a tag, but look how far she is, and here's Noah back in now. And right back, I love this. I love this. I'm a tag team guy, and man, this is as old school, as perfect as it gets. Again, I say, where did Gianna find these two, man? And into the pit, it's over. Thea's dead. 1, 2, 3. I told you. B. Barrett not there to save her this time. And they were just having fun with Thea there at the end of this matchup. They were just having fun. They were beating that dead horse with their sticks. I want to see a replay of that slam again. I mean, this match was pretty competitive back and forth for the most part, but once Thea got slammed like that, it was game over. Thea almost had it won there after the jumping cutter. And yeah, this is it right here. Look at this. Absolutely disgusting, man. Look at how high. That's got to be like 7 feet in the air. And it was over. If not for B. Barrett breaking up the pin right here. But it was for naught. There was no point. Because Thea was out. And they just spent the next 2 minutes beating the hell out of Thea. Just the cherry on top. Until finally they had enough, and Barrett not making the save that time. And Gianna making a move on the women's division here tonight. And what a move it was. Gianna, Blake, Noah are going to take over this women's division, and they very well may after what we just saw there. Well, my friends, it's already been a roller coaster ride here on Shockwave, episode 116, and still a whole lot to look forward to. Coming up next, we got a double debut as Victor Mendoza and Crimson both arrive here on Shockwave one-on-one. Only going to be one man here able to collect a debut victory, though, and send a message to the rest of that Shockwave locker room. But also coming up here tonight, guys, still we got Pure Excellence. We're looking to continue what has been a very good start to this new season for them as they take on the World Tag Team Champions, Blake Virtue and Troy Colt, a non-title matchup, but with Jackson Drake and Blake Virtue both being in the Climb to Fame contract ladder match at Climb to Fame. Momentum is definitely at stake in that one. And also still coming up, our main event with some more tag team action as Morgan and Jack Wolf take on AJ Jenkins and undisputed world champion Ellie Quinn. Finally, a little bit of backup, but I got a little bit of diction here that it's not going to do her much good. Victor Mendoza ready to go, but is he fully prepared for Crimson, who, I don't know about that steel chair, but as far as I know, look, we all saw what happened last episode of Shockwave, where every matchup, it seemed, was made no disqualifications without my knowledge, but I'm pretty sure, I double-checked with everyone backstage, even Shay Hoxton himself, oh, wait, put the chair away, okay. I was afraid he was going to walk into that chair and start molly-whopping Mendoza. That would be a way to arrive on Shockwave, one hell of a way, but I think a nice decisive victory might be even better. I talked about this earlier tonight during Trinity Everhart's debut. So many new faces. We come into a brand new season. Shockwave and Octane, everyone wants to make a name for themselves, wants to stand out. And that's no different from Mendoza and Crimson here. Like I said a moment ago, only one of them can take a step in the right direction here. Use the other as a stepping stone, as it were. And, well, Victor Mendoza's going to come out. Looking to go straight after Crimson. Able to catch him, though. And now into a collar and elbow tie-up here. Our very first look at both of these men. And will we get a clean break as Crimson pushes Mendoza up against the ropes? Yes, we will. Oh, what a right hook, though. Able to dodge that springboard drop kick in Mendoza. His first move, he hits in CMV trying to rip off Crimson's head. Trying to crack that neck. All right, I guess we see the kind of man Mendoza is. As he now walks Crimson out of the corner, more towards the center of the ring for a trio of power bombs. And a springboard moonsault, perfectly straight out the textbook executed hook of the leg for an early dub, but ain't gonna be no such luck for Mendoza, who now nails a standing shooting star headbutt to the chest. That's a mouthful right there. We are already seeing what, not even a couple of minutes into this matchup, Mendoza not only possessing some incredible strength, but great agility as well, as he has certainly caught Crimson off guard and has him a bad way, rolling neck snap out of the corner now. Mendoza wait till Crimson gets to his feet as he maybe goes to the top. No, setting up for a springboard European uppercut. Chip in the jaw. Now to the top rope. As again, patient is Victor Mendoza waiting on the top, going for a swanton bomb to a standing Crimson. I would have liked to see how that would have gone. And now we get a Ushigoroshi. Fireman's carry neck breaker. Finally, Crimson, a big knee to the side of that. There we go. Crimson popping back in now as we go for the knee shatterer. And it's Mendoza who's like, wait a minute. Get my bearings here, but Crimson's going to keep on top of him like a monkey on a cupcake, not letting him get anywhere fast. Gonna ram him into the corner. Oh, chaos theory into the big German. Nope, no bridge to pin. Instead, might be looking to lock and load. One in the chamber, perhaps. Close line. No, great reversal by Mendoza. Crimson, a little bit too much time playing around. Gave Mendoza a chance to shake it off and nail that German. As now we get some, oh my goodness, throat strikes to the, using his thumb. Trying to choke out Crimson here, man. Much like Arisa Masami did. But what the fuck is this? What was that? What was that? 1, 2, whatever it was. Damn near putting Crimson away. I don't know what that was. It was like it feels like he set him up for a muscle buster of some kind or something. And then just dropped him on the top of his head. That was pretty hard to watch. Crimson, how about the toughness of this kid to kick out? As he delivers another knee across the jaw, Mendoza. Irish whipped off the ropes. Crimson with a quick drop down. Oh, and there's a kick for you. Right upside the head. Seeing stars, but Crimson's not done. Gonna walk Mendoza while he's all woozy into the corner. It might be time for one last dance. Crimson. Oh, why not a little smooch on the forehead? Good night. Laid out for the dub here. Uno, dos, two. No tres. Mendoza with an equal amount of resilience he put on display here as Crimson before kicking out of that, I still don't know what to call it, getting dropped on his head, but both these guys bring, oh man, Mendoza just got blasted. He is sleeping on his feet right now. He's on the spaghetti legs and busted open too. Now Crimson smells blood. Tying him up. Super kick through the legs. A little bit of how do you do. A little bit of peekaboo right there from Crimson. He's just thinking now, what do I do? What's next? Oh, how about a curb stop? What? Mendoza! He's gassed up! What a reversal! Out of the curb stop into a cutter. Delivers a stiff forearm to the temple. And now, tuning up the band. A little bit of sweet chin. Mills and out Crimson. He says, get that shit out of here. I'm not about that. But a great reversal to reverse the reversal. Snake eyes for Crimson as Mendoza goes up to Brett's rope. Stalking Crimson. What a match. What a banger right here. Backs Crimson up, gives him some room. Woo! Looks for a backflip. Maybe setting up a DDT. I don't know. Crimson says, wait a minute. Let me not get this away from me. Let this match get away from me so quickly. German suplex on the floor. From behind. Oh, gonna send that man to hell. Knee to the face. But still not content is Crimson as from the apron. Moonsault to the outside. I am instantly a massive fan of both these men. They are delivering a humdinger and a half right here. Oh, Andy hits us with the Hua. Come on now. Hits us with the Hua. Gotta be kidding me. Mendoza getting to his feet. Maybe right about now wondering where the hell he is. Of course, he has until 20 to get back into the ring. He's taking his time. He's bleeding bad, though. Oh, no, and back into the ring. Nice reversal of the scoop slam attempt, though. From behind now, Mendoza going to swing him around. Another snake eyes, perhaps. No, going to give him some rope burn. Is Crimson bleeding, too, I think, maybe. Can't really tell from this angle, but that was a swanton bomb from off the top rope. Hit it this time, and that's good. No. Another very, very close call for Mendoza. As he lines Crimson up now, trying to pick himself up on the apron, knock to the outside, have a nice trip, and see you next fall. Kick to the side of the head, though. Crimson lying in wait. Grab the long hair. Mendoza trying to pull up to his feet with a jawbreaker. Waiting for him is now Mendoza with a, what the code red on the floor. I thought my man was about to go for a Canadian Destroyer for a second there. A little bit of a break your neck foundation, I was going to say. Not that that code red was very much better. It just broke his back on the floor. Mendoza to the top. This is quite a dangerous leap, but it pays off. Very rarely it does when you go off the top like that, especially at a ringside, but continuing to target that back. Following the code red on the floor, Mendoza's taking his time now. He knows it's over. He knows he's got it. Hooks the leg after shooting the half. 1, 2. Victor Mendoza with his hands on his head. And understandably so. Oh, there's the sweet chin music he was looking for earlier. Mendoza said, let me just end this real quick. What? Mendoza, oh, go right for that springboard moonsault again, trying to keep the pressure on. You know, a large part of him right now wants to fall to his knees and scream out to the wrestling gods, what do I got to do to put this motherfucker down? I was going to go for that DDT again this time. Oh, Crimson looks like he is in another dimension right about now. And Mendoza continuing to have his way. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Nice. What? What? Crimson fell out of the ring. He was hoping to get this. Oh, man, he just collapsed. Guys, this one, I don't know, ref maybe might have to stop this one. Crimson can't even stand his own 2 feet. Mendoza, okay, a little bit of a cheeky, looked like he was going for a suicide dive. Got me up out of my seat. Walked right into that silencer on the floor. And Crimson, who somehow is still conscious, still able to stand after all the head trauma he has endured in this matchup, courtesy of Victor Mendoza. And you see that Crimson is definitely not as spry as at the start of this matchup. He has elected to slow things down, stomping on the hand of Mendoza. Going off the ropes. Nice sliding forearm smash there. He's definitely putting the pressure on the arms of Victor Mendoza right now. Both arms getting targeted thoroughly by Crimson. I was going to pull on those arms and deliver some repeated stomps between the shoulder blades. And here we go again. Crimson X. This almost cost him the match earlier when he started playing games. Waiting for Mendoza to get to his feet. Crimson gonna go up to the top. And gonna fly. There we go again. Once again, Crimson. Oh, but Crimson, what? Big Uranagi. And hooks the leg hastily. 1, 2, 3, and that does it. Crimson with one last gasp. A final hoorah with that Uranagi to eke out the victory against Victor Mendoza here tonight. What a match. I don't know if I've ever seen two new superstars go at it the way that these two did here tonight. Sign me up for a rematch at some point, man. And like I said, massive fan of the both of these young men after a performance like that. Look at this. Thought it might be the last dance for Victor Mendoza pretty early on. Little did we know it was far from over. I was hoping we'd get a replay of that move Mendoza hit early on, that like inverted pile driver. There's the sweet chin music, the super kick right on the jaw. I thought for dang sure was going to be the end of this matchup. And Crimson, after hitting that Uranagi, able to secure the victory What an arrival for both men here tonight on Shockwave, but especially for Crimson. A hard-fought win. All right, my friends, the World Tag Team Champions are in the ring. We are ready to go here for some more tag team action. But yet again, Tobias Jones and Pink Star jumping pure excellence as they were making their entrance for this non-title matchup. That is the second week in a row that Tobias Jones and Pink Star have jumped pure excellence from behind. Remember last week here on Shockwave, we saw Tobias Jones and Pink Star take on Pure Excellence, and before the matchup even started, we had ourselves a major brawl at ringside. The referee was able to collect the superstars and actually get the matchup underway properly, as this referee, Murphy, is able to do it here tonight. But man, what does Pure Excellence have to do to send a clear, decisive message to Jones and Pink Star that they are not to be fucked with? And now at a disadvantage here are Pure Excellence as they take on the World Tag Team Champions, Blake Virtue and Troy Cole. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for Pure Excellence. The titles might not be on the line, but a win here surely earns them a future crack at the gold. And now they're fighting from underneath thanks to Jones and Pink Star, but Troy Colt ripping, tearing at the arm of the Zero-G champion Jackson Drake. They're going to look to make a quick tag to Blake Virtue. Of course, guys, at Climb to Fame, we'll see these two men right here. Jackson Drake and Blake Virtue, along with three others, competing in the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. Blake Virtue, who defeated, I'm using air quotes here, pretty, you can't see, but waving my arms here at ringside, you guys can't see. Air quotes, though, defeated Troy Colt to earn that fifth and final spot in the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. In reality, Troy Colt laid down for Blake Virtue. The two saying they weren't going to give Shay Hoxton the satisfaction of what Hoxton wanted, putting them against each other to tear into each other, weaken one another, potentially have some friction pop up as a result. But as Blake Virtue said, Shay Hoxton over here trying to play checkers. We're playing chess. We're not going to let it happen. We have too much history with each other. We're too close. More like family than friends. And Troy Cole, who's already had his opportunities to compete for World Championship gold, obviously a former undisputed world champion, wanted to give Blake Virtue the opportunity to perhaps be the one to climb that ladder at Climb to Fame, unhook that briefcase, and earn that shot to cash in anytime, anywhere for an undisputed world championship opportunity, a title that Blake Virtue has never held. Former global champion. Double knees, but we got all that, Meteor. I'm just going to allow Jackson Drake to try and crawl quickly here into the corner. And all momentum that Pure Excellence has managed to garner at the start of this season might be down the drain here thanks to Tobias Jones and Pink Star with that pre-match attack from behind. But that doesn't mean we should discount Pure Excellence here. Jackson Drake in the ring. Eric Myers out on the apron. Into the corner as Troy Colt looks to make a tag to Blake Virtue, CMV's dream team. A lot of competition here on Shockwave, but even more so when the general manager, the owner of CMV, is on your bad side. I know Shea Hawks to be an extraordinarily fair man. You know, he gave Blake Virtue and Troy Colt that opportunity. He didn't have to. Last week, and what do? They spit in his face. They spit in the face of the fans who were hoping for a great matchup. You know, a potentially match of the year candidate. Instead, we got some finger poke of doom BS. And then they want to try to claim they did the right thing. That what they did was the right choice. I say malarkey. That's what I say. Nice counter here. Gonna send Blake Virtue into the corner. Jackson Drake. Well, maybe in a month's time, it might be called him Jackson Drake 2 belts. If he wins the Climb to Fame contract ladder match, he can cash in anytime, anywhere for a shot at the Undisputed World Championship Spanish Fly from off the top rope. Jackson Drake, they call him the Zero-G champion for a reason. You saw it in action right there as the tag is made to Eric Myers, who I've been very impressed with. Inverted catchphrase. Nobody showed that to Hayden. You won't know what's going on, but into the pin kick out. Eric Myers, who debuted with a victory against Tobias Jones. And last week here on Shockwave, we saw Myers and Damian Joyce knock off Jones and Pink Star in tag team matchup, but despite all that, we didn't just witness before this matchup began. Jones and Pink Star seemingly not going to rest until they eradicate Pure Excellence. You know, I'll give credit where it's due. But knowingly going up against the force that has you outnumbered, it takes some balls. I think that's why they keep launching these attacks, though, from behind. It's really all they can do. The guerrilla-style warfare. You know, attack and retreat, attack and retreat. Might be the only way to chip away at Pure Excellence, because Jackson Drake has brought with him the cavalry here in the new season. We got Kendrick Russell over on Octane now as well, representing. Big drop kick to the side of the head by Blake Virtue. Well, the last thing I imagine Shea Hoxton would want is Blake Virtue leaving Climb to Fame with that contract. But then again, anyone would be better as Undisputed World Champion than Ellie Quinn. Although, hopefully, that ends at Climb to Fame. Oh, look at this, Troy Colt. Right in the face of Jackson Drake, running his mouth. Now I'm going to throw him into the ring. To his feet, going to help Blake Virtue get up as well. What a nice guy as he now launches him into the corner. Non-title matchup of Pure Excellence. They're not here to smile and shake hands. They want to take over. They want all the gold. They already got the Zero-G Championship. They may potentially already have the Climb to Fame contract coming their way. How about some World Tag Team Championship gold to boot? Whoa! Good night. See ya. Eric Myers getting his jaw chipped. Maybe a few teeth as well. With that super kick. Oh, and now they're going to the ghetto. Ghetto blast. Whoa, variation of the ghetto blaster. Instead of an elbow drop, they go double boot stop by Troy Colt. The longest reigning undisputed. One of the longest reigning undisputed World Heavyweight Champions of all time. The most defenses of the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship in a single reign. Of course, that all came to an end last season thanks to Shea Hoxton. And Ellie Quinn played her part too, cashing in the Magnificent 8 contract. Myers, we call it here in the corner, taking a running start at Mr. No Days Off. Tries to fight back, kicks the back of the head, and a sliding German though. Off the ropes, Colt. Yeah, I heard Blake Virtue knows it. Just to make that tag, but Eric Myers not going to let it happen, keeping him trapped here in the corner. Very well done by Myers. So now, going to join Colt up on the top. Frankensteiner. That is a long way down. It might be a broken back for Troy Colt as now the tag is made to Jackson Drake. And Colt Looking served up on a silver platter here. Nope, back to life. Colt not dead yet, but an elbow there by Drake. Big clothesline. Can he get Drake potentially into the corner, though? Make a much-needed tag to Blake Virtue. Exactly what he's trying to do right here. Tag made. The Dream Team doing what they do best. Kick to the back of the head, a knee from Virtue, and pulled into a beautiful Northern Lights suplex, hook of the leg for the dub here tonight almost. 2.999. Almost not good enough, though, as we all well know. But it might be time for Jackson Drake to go to hell. Knee to the face, could be a broken nose, but the match ain't over. Thanks to Eric Myers making that save. Drake, though, far from out of the woods, because it's time for a knee party, baby. 1, 2, no kick out by the Zero G champion. How about the fight being put up by Pure Excellence here despite the pre-match attack by Tobias Jones and Pigstar. They're giving the World Tag Team Champions a run for their money. Tag made to Eric Myers. Virtue gonna go for it anyway. And that was a mistake as Eric Myers delivering some big right hands. Virtue, though, from behind with a knee in the back of the head. Drake is incapacitated at ringside. Virtue gonna throw out a Hail Mary. Big blockbuster. Almost got himself tied up in the bottom rope there. Virtue not going to allow Myers to try and recover here at ringside. Going to keep on top of him with a kick to the lower back. Pressure knee drop, though, gets out of the way. Does Eric Myers. Going to try to shake it off. Big boot to the side of the head. Into the ring. Eric Myers going to talk a little bit of trash now to the former global champion before off the top. What a dive. Eric Myers, a real problem for the World Tag Team Champions here tonight. And still to come here on Shockwave, episode 116, my friends. Got that rising start. Ladder match qualifier. Wait a minute. Pinfall attempt here by Myers. 2.5. Very, very close indeed. But rising start ladder match qualifier still to come. Taylor Wagner of the Killjoy Club takes on Giovanna Vance. Xander Slate guys in action here tonight. One-on-one with JB Hayes. And our main event as well, still coming up, obviously. Morgan and Jack Wolf taking on AJ Jenkins, an undisputed world champion. Ellie Quinn as the tag is made to Jackson Drake now. Down on the Irish Whip, going to put Drake in the corner. Virtue with a very slow walk to the opposite side of the ring to tag in Troy Colt. Colt going to go full steam ahead. European uppercut. Up to Brett Trope to deliver a perfect European uppercut to the back of the head. Eric Myers looking worried about his tag team partner for good reason. The Zero G champion is in the drop zone. Troy Colt looking for that vintage Phoenix splash. And that will do Drake in, but no, Myers right there. Not even a 1 count. And a simple stop breaks up the pin, but Troy Colt trying to get him into the corner. Jackson Drake not going down without a fight, though. Look at it, sending him flying into the steel post. Could be a shattered shoulder for Troy Colt if the tag is made to Eric Myers. Great tag team matchup here on Shockwave episode 116. It's a non-title matchup and Pure Excellence giving themselves a great opportunity, even with the title's not on the line, to knock off the champs and maybe earn a shot down the line. Another very close count. But after that attack pre-match by Tobias Jones and Pigstar on Pure Excellence, they've been struggling. Barely able to keep their head above the water. Might not last very much longer before they're drifted into the deep end. Woo! Knife edge shot for Myers. Going to take him off his feet. Lighten up that chest like the 4th of July. And now Colt wants a tag. Maybe. Knife edge shot again. There it is. What are we going to get here from the World Tag Team Champions? Rolling Fireman's carry, senton, call with a 450 splash. Virtue up to the top now with a moonsault. Non-stop offense for the champs for the win, but broken up by Jackson Drake. However, Myers is hurt. Virtue knows it. The veteran keeping on top of Myers here. An attack. Troy Colt right back in. Oh no. Oh no. Buckle bomb Enziguri. Myers might be on another planet. He's trying to get the hell out of there. Tag to Jackson Drake. Myers might be done for the rest of this matchup though. Jackson Drake tries to go low. Gets clipped by Colt with a clothesline. And into the corner, the World Tag Team Champions for a reason, baby. Tag made in the corner. Oh, again, we're going to see this. Enziguri. Knee to the jaw, pulled into that Northern Light suplex. No bridge to pin this time, though, from Virtue, as instead brings Drake to his feet. I mean, we are seeing some more great tag team work, much like from main character energy earlier tonight. Jackson Drake finally putting it to an end as he tries to stay on top. Ooh, a little cheap shot thrown out by Troy Colt. Did not connect, though. Drake going to want to try to get Virtue out of the corner here. Yep, nicely done. Make that tag to Eric Myers. Jackson Drake's gassed, though, man. He's got nothing left. Pure excellence with maybe their final opportunity to put away the champions. Wheelbarrow cutter combination, but Troy Colt's there to save Virtue. Myers is not happy about it. Looks like he wants to, Myers with a kick. No, goes for a punt to the side of Virtue's head. Virtue gets out of the way, but he cannot avoid this implant buster. Double underhook. Virtue kicks out. What a matchup. Virtue, maybe on instinct alone, refusing himself trapped in the corner of Pure Excellence. Myers now going for the double underhook pile driver. And if that doesn't do it, I don't know what will. 1, 2, 3, wow! Pure Excellence have done it again and just defeated the World Tag Team Champions clean. Despite a pre-match beatdown, courtesy of Tobias Jones and Pink Star, Pure Excellence overcoming the odds and defeating the World Tag Team Champions here tonight. A fantastic match. Yeah, and if it ain't Troy Colt laying down for him in the middle of the ring, Blake Virtue unable to get a win. Look at this wheelbarrow cutter from Pure Excellence. Tried for that punt kick. Virtue got out of the way, but immediately caught Myers with such quick thinking. Bam! Laid him out with an implant buster. That wasn't able to get the job done, though, but this right here, the butterfly pile driver, the Dante Driller, collects Pure Excellence a huge victory. Now once again, it's time to take out the trash, because this ring belongs to Pure Excellence. Hopefully Tobias Jones and Pink Star maybe finally learn that. And up next, here on Shockwave, episode 116, my friends, Rising Star Ladder Match Qualifier coming our way. As Taylor Wagner prepares to take on Giovanna Vance, guys, and it was Amelia Jones there of the Killjoy Club who last week on Octane tried to qualify for the Rising Star Ladder Match, but was defeated by Dallas Cole. However, Killjoy Club given another opportunity as Taylor Wagner with her shot here tonight. You know, being good friends with the man in charge, the boss, Shay Hoxton, it comes with its perks. Something even Jack Wolf very quickly learned, which earned him a spot in the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. It's Taylor Wagner here with Amelia Jones in her corner, and Stevie Gabriel continuing to play the Where's Stevie game, not showing up on Shockwave, and for good reason, because if she did, more than likely Ellie Quinn wouldn't wait till Climb to Fame to try to hunt her down and get hands on her before, of course, there are no ropes, no canvas, anything goes match at Climb to Fame, the very same night where Ellie Quinn will then have to defend the Undisputed World Championship against Morgan. Well, this year, guys, is Giovanna Vance. Cassidy, her good friend, winner of Season 2 of the Rowdy Wrestling, in her corner here for support, just as she was last week here on Shockwave when Giovanna Vance collected that debut win against Taryn Torres. And now only her second matchup. A chance to qualify for the Rising Star ladder match. Join Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, Dallas Cole, who have already qualified. And of course, the sixth and final spot will be filled this upcoming Monday on Octane, when Lily Murphy and Fig meet one-on-one. Giovanna Vance really hoping that this would be an easy night for her. An immediate pinfall attempt, but only a 1 count. Two very tall, very long women one-on-one right here. That word you call someone who's a bit, I don't want to say gangly, you know, that makes it sound like nasty, or like very tall, very lengthy, I guess you would say. Trying to put it a better way, doesn't make it sound like I'm insulting them. But much like a Quinn Bell, both these women know how to put their long legs to good use. You saw Giovanna straight out the gate with that big boot. Wagner off the top with a double axe handle. You got Amelia Jones in the corner of Wagner here. And speak of the devil, Jones gonna hop up on the apron, unsheathe that top turnbuckle, maybe just as Wagner looks to go for a buckle bomb into it. That would be the end of this one. Giovanna, though, luckily saving herself, potentially getting put to sleep, and our referee will see the exposed turnbuckle now. Go over there to fix it. Cassidy Vance hopefully keeps a better eye on Amelia Jones and whatever antics she might try to pull the remainder of this matchup. Off the ropes goes Giovanna. Forearm smash to Wagner. To the top rope now. Giovanna looks to be the one to fly. Don't forget, what the winner of the Rising Star ladder match at Climb to Fame earns a shot at the Rising Star Championship, of course held by Maggie Shaw, who it has been confirmed by Shay Hoxton at Climb to Fame. We will see Maggie Shaw one-on-one with Ruby Cage. A non-title matchup, and well, it's going to be, I think, a spectacle more than a match. Ruby Cage stuck her nose where it didn't belong last week in the no disqualification match. Sit out choke slam from Wagner. This one's going to be over right here. 1, 2. No, a kick out by Vance. And Wagner can't believe it. She thought for damn sure this one was done. Up to the top. Look at Amelia Jones trying to do all she can. Now throwing in a kendo stick. Wagner, though, too busy up on the top here. Referee going to dispose of the foreign object. Whoa, look at Giovanna! Getting straight back up after getting put down by Wagner. Wagner looked like she saw a ghost. Oh, picking up a lot of steam right here is the former fashionista. Nice side headlock takedown. As Wagner grounded. Vance finding a way to put her down from the uno, the dos, and the tres here. Oh, and Amelia has ditched the playing with the top turnbuckle, introducing weapons, and instead going straight at Giovanna, distracting the rookie here. Come on, I know you're new to this, Giovanna. You gotta know better than that, though. And Wagner gets to her feet, tries to take a swipe. And Vance, but unable to do so. Big knee to the side of the head. Of course, until 20 to get back into the ring here, but Giovanna Vance not going to risk it. For the count of 5, back into the ring. Rising Star ladder match qualifier. Knee to the gut. That's the type of knee that'll suck the air right up out of you, have you gasping like a fish out of water. Snapmare driver. Saw that last week with Giovanna. Spells the beginning of the end. And Giovanna Vance so close. And yet at the same time, so far away. But I don't think finished. Wagner pulled up to her feet. Gonna cross the arms. Looking for the coronation, I think, but Taylor Wagner's got something else in mind. Big neck breaker. And Wagner's been busted open. I think it was after the snapmare driver. Right across her forehead, got herself a nasty gash. Oh, there's the big boot. See ya, bye, Giovanna Vance. 1, 2. This young kid, man. The toughness. We saw it last week. We're seeing it again here tonight from Giovanna. Oh, but Wagner's got her now in the corner and up on the top. Oh, God. Oh, my God. The choke slam from off the top. Yeah, count to 100. What? What? Wagner! Unable to believe it. I can't believe it. How did Giovanna Vance kick out of that? And Vance, the coronation. This time she nails it. 1, 2. No! Amelia Jones freaking out. Jumping up on the apron. Wagner somehow trying to desperately into the pig kick out. Oh, Wagner is frustrated beyond belief right here. Amelia Jones ripped off that top turnbuckle cover again. How much can Jones get away with before the ref kicks her out of here? Well, again, I'm sure the referee is under strict orders not to do that if he likes having his job. Drop kick us now. Wagner tries to slowly bring Giovanna to her feet. What a matchup here between these two. Rising Star ladder match qualifier. Great high kick by Vance, who now goes into the pin. 1, 2, but a kick out. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Giovanna Vance kicked out of that set-out choke slam from off the top rope. Look at her go. And I think just a few months ago, she was designing fashion. And now look at her. Everything she went through in the reality of wrestling season 2. Really showing her tenacity. Once again, this fight spills down the ringside. Some hard shots to the jaw. Oh, gonna send Taylor Wagner almost directly into Cassidy there. Cassidy trying to stay out of the way, doesn't want to risk a disqualification. Costing her friend this matchup potentially, which Amelia Jones doesn't seem to mind doing. She's seen throughout this matchup numerous times. Oh, now Amelia directly putting her hands on Giovanna Vance. Come on now. Throws her into the steel steps. Are you kidding me? Again, have until 20 to get back into the ring. Amelia Jones just blatantly attacked Giovanna Vance. This is ridiculous. Taylor Wagner telling Amelia, move out of the way, I got this. But Giovanna, the fight that this young woman possesses. High kick again. Count as you set up to 4. Giovanna get Wagner back into the ring. And Giovanna showing the entire CMV universe. She might be down, but she's not out of this one. Don't waste so much time, though. Springboard moonsault across lower back of Wagner. Oh, those long legs come into use. Boom! Right upside the head. Can she do it? 1, 2, 3. She's done it. Giovanna Vance qualifies for the Rising Star ladder match. What a match, man. And Giovanna Vance overcoming ringside distractions, blatant attacks from Amelia Jones. And not to mention a beating from Taylor Wagner. But all of that unable to keep Giovanna Vance down. And now she's going to climb to fame. Quinn Bell, Chloe Marks, Ashley McKay, Dallas Cole, and now Giovanna Vance, who will be the 6th and final woman. We found out on Octane when Lily Murphy and Big go one-on-one. Still cannot believe that Giovanna Vance kicked out of a freaking sit-out choke slam from the top rope. And here's what did Wagner in. Bam! That's like a shotgun blast right to the side of the head. With her BFF Cassidy by her side, Giovanna Vance in her second matchup qualifies for the Rising Star ladder match. And it is tertiary main event time now, my friends. Still to come, Xander Slayton action one-on-one with JB Hayes. And in our main event, it's going to be Morgan and Jack Wolf taking on AJ Jenkins and undisputed world champion Ellie Quinn. But first, we've got ourselves a true Beauty and the Beast situation coming up next year on Shockwave, episode 116, my friends, because they are here. The sexiest men alive, Erection and Boner Ass, the Bromancers in the building and getting ready to take on Vintage, El Jefe and Joey Bacon. What a treat getting to see the Bromancers, then at the same time happen to look at the atrocities known as El Jefe and Joey Bacon. The bromances who we saw debut on the season premiere of Shockwave Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team matchup. They defeated the Greasers and the Backbreakers in impressive fashion, proving they are not just all good looking. They can back it up in that ring as well. Well, they might be ugly, but Vintage certainly have the experience factor on their side. Reunited for the first time in quite a while. Big Ham Joey Bacon straight out of catering and the human fish El Jefe. Vintage winners of the one and only X-Gen Cup. Multiple times they've challenged for tag team championship gold over the years here in CMV. They never held, though, tag team championship gold together. El Jefe, Royal Rumble winner. Perhaps this is the season that they at last can call themselves tag team champions. But the bromances have got a similar goal in mind, as we see E-Wreck Sean start things off with El Jefe, who of course does what he does best, tries to come flying at Sean straight out the gate and gets rolled up for it. Wait a minute, this might be one of the shortest matches in CMV history. We could be so lucky, but a kick out by El Jefe. Irish whip now into the corner, trying to isolate El Jefe early on, which I'd say is the best strategy one can employ going against Vintage. Liger bomb from El Jefe. The last thing they want is Joey Bacon tagging in. The 7-foot tall, 500-pound plus man, and there's the tag. Oh, God. Every time he steps into the ring, man, I want to hurl a little bit. It's just such a contrast. You look at the perfectly toned, excellently tanned E-Wreck Sean, one of the greatest. What the hell are they setting up for here? Off the shoulders of Bacon. Yeah, E-Wreck Sean wants to get out of there. Who can blame him? Tagged to boner ass. Big forearm right to the back of El Jefe's head. Like I said, it's like a straight out of the old fairy tale, Beauty and the Beast here, but El Jefe, big boot from Bo. A big boot from beautiful Bo. Gonna have El Jefe trying to pick himself up here in the corner. A lot of new tag teams here on Shockwave. Returning teams as well, as we're seeing with Vintage. I saw earlier tonight, of course, Pure Excellence knock off the current World Tag Team Champions, the Dream Team, Virtue and Colt. Everybody wants a shot at that gold. Tag to Joey Bacon and the winners of the one and only X-Gen Cup. And El Jefe, very decorated as a singles competitor, former light heavyweight champion, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank match winner. Bacon not nearly as successful on his own over the years, but he spends most of his time clearing out catering. We saw him most of last season teaming up with Quantum. Oh my God. Come on, man. How can that be allowed? 500 pounds plus, trying to break the back of Boner Ass. Bo is the only one breaking backs. Running a wall there. Up to a count of 7. Joey Bacon trying to get him back into the ring. Let's just hope Bacon doesn't try to eat the bromances here tonight. I know it's probably hard to resist. You want to take a bite out of that beautiful chocolate man. And look at that sweet French vanilla out there on the apron. Look. Oh, Bacon able to stay on his own 2 feet. Hoisted up, a pin. 1, 2. but a kick out by Bo. Bacon's not finished though, gonna try for hook to the jaw. Nice reversal. Again though, unable to topple Big Ham. Who's gonna spin him around and make him pay for even trying. Oh God, he's trying to squeeze his head, man. Trying to burst it like a watermelon. I have seen Joey Bacon eat a whole watermelon, skin and all, in a matter of minutes. Oh God, get out of there, Bo. Get out of there, Bo. Spun around. Elbow to the jaw. Lucky that his elbow doesn't get sucked into the many rolls of Joey Bacon. Uh-oh. Tag is made. And now, Vintage. Oh my God, rammed. A little bit of inverted fish dick. Whoa, but broken up is the pin by E-Rex Sean. Well, at least it wasn't the other way around. That might actually kill a man. Now Hefe, now legal man for Vintage. Beautiful boner ass. He needs to make a tag. E-Rex Shaw needs to get back out on the apron first before that can happen. And El Jefe trying to rile himself up. The human fish with a rolling kick there in the corner. Vintage done a great job isolating Bo. Well, it looks like he has no idea where he is right now. He is gone. Oh, but wait a minute. Finally able to come to. And the tag is made to E-Rex Sean. El Jefe wasted too much time up there on the top. And I wish I could be hit with that from E-Rex Sean. I dream about it. El Jefe able to kick out at 2. And for Rex here, might be a situation to have to put the team on his back after all that Bo's been through thus far. Tag to Joey Bacon. Rex Shaw wants nothing to do with it, but he's got no choice here. Bacon egging him on again. When are these two gonna learn? You can't topple Big Ham quite so easily. Oh, no. And E-Rex Shaw trying to escape. Trapped by 500 pounds of pure beef in the corner. Irish whip attempt gets countered. Rex can try to get him to the opposite corner, back towards Bromance's boner ass. There's the tag made. Might not be looking so beautiful by the time this matchup ends, one way or the other. Just trying to punch at the gut. No effect once again as the tag is made to El Jefe. Scoop Slam gonna spread those legs! Diving blowjob! And on a typical night, boner ass might be a fan of such a maneuver. El Jefe forgot that he was legal for a second. Kick to the gut. Great combination put together by El Jefe. Kick inside the head, gonna try to maybe get to the top rope. Do what he does best here. But Bo with a smack to the ass, El Jefe! Looking like his ass might be in quite a bit of trouble at this point in the matchup. Awkward landing there. Let's get him up to his feet. Once again, great combination put together by the human fish. Don't let us looks deceive you. Shooting star press into the pin for Vintage to collect a win here in their return as a tag team, but the pin broken up by E-Rex Sean. Again, there's the tag that Joey Bacon brings him back in. Might try to take a look at someone like El Jefe and think of him as a joke, but again, former Royal Rumble winner, former Money in the Bank winner. And Joey Bacon, 500 pounds down on the sternum of beautiful Bo. Squashed like a bug. And now that wasn't bad enough. Oh no, Lord have mercy! Oh, come on! Insult to injury! Not the wiggle. Anything but the wiggle. Oh my God, he's still not done, but Bo is. Up on the top. What, bro? Kick to the side of the head. I thought he was about to go for a superplex. I was going to say, I don't think this ring's been reinforced. Oh my God, and how is he able to do this? The abdominal stretch. Joey Bacon's so massive, how do you even lock in a submission like that? I don't think Bo could. Tag to El Jefe. Up on the shoulders, going for a ride. I mean, this has been a virtually one-sided, man. Vintage dominating. Stunner from Bo. The Bromance just can't put up with such monstrosities. It's distracting them. They're used to all things beautiful, all things perfect, chiseled, glowing, glitter gold. And now they're faced with two beasts. Knocked to the outside, and some for Joey Bacon as well. Repeated shots. Knocking Big Head down next to his tag team partner. Here comes Erection. As El Jefe struggles but does get to his feet. Back into the ring. Rex going to take a run at him. El Jefe is ready for it though. Standing Spanish fly. Going to go to the corner. To the top. Good halfway across the ring. Swanton bomb by the human fish. But the pin gets broken up by Bo. Jefe going to run him off. As the tag gets made to Joey Bacon. Erection. Got to be looking like a nice meal right now for Big Ham. But still some fight left. Repeated shots to the big old belly. Showing only one weak point for Joey Bacon. The biggest target. The belly bandit. Pin broken up easily by El Jefe there. Sent into the corner though. Tag made to beautiful Bo. As he gonna get him up. Oh, and guillotine on the top rope. El Jefe looking worried about his tag team partner as Bo goes out on the apron. Gonna take flight. Springboard dropkick. Bacon is hurt. Finally, the Bromance is starting to take control. Make it back into the ring. A quick round that exchange. Gets beautiful Bo up on his shoulders and drops him. Chest first across that top rope. The tag to El Jefe. Great tag team matchup. Two teams. One new on the block, one returning. Both trying to establish themselves in this pack division. Up on the top. Beautiful Bo. Might be time to go into the back door. Cradling him like a baby. Bam! Drilled. And then stacks him up. 1, 2, but broken up is the pin. Come on. Joey Bacon, for such a massive human being, man, able to get in there with the quickness to break up the pin. Another springboard dropkick. El Jefe, though, seen it coming. Survives the back of his head, hook to the jaw. And another stunner. El Jefe is the one hurting. Trying to get out of here, but beautiful Bo, not going to let it happen as he gets sent into the corner. Right in front of Erection. Oh, this is interesting offense from El Jefe. Careful not to be disqualified there, though. Had to release the hold and a tag to Joey Bacon. Oh, the perfect setup. Not again! Come on, as if once isn't horrific enough. Oh, just imagine, and so late into the match as well. Come on. Come on! Joey Bacon, you monster! How could you do that to such beauty? Tag to El Jefe as Bo, like inhaling toxic fumes. Not going to be surprised if 20 years from now, Bo might turn up having some form of cancer, inhaling such fumes for such a prolonged time. Big suplex attempt, but El Jefe able to wiggle free, drops down behind. And like a rabid animal, just gonna pounce on Bo, scratching at his head. It's having a stray cat attack you. Bo says, "Get that shit out of here." Nope. Tag to Chris Benoit's Ghost. And now a barrage of strikes, of stomps here in the corner. Before making the tag. Oh, thought he was going to make the tag. Going up to the top. But El Jefe starting to move. Can Bo stop him? Tries to with a diving elbow. El Jefe might have lured him in right there, though. Quick pin. What a roll up with the steel. The scissors. The scissors. The scissors. No. And the Bromanchers know a thing or two about scissoring. Lifts him up. Big clash. Rolled into the pin. Uno. Dos. No tres. Somehow, no tres. Bo. Halfway now into the corner. Make that tag to Erection. There we go. Much fresher at this point. Now we're going to get the little whirly bird splash. Hook on the leg for the Dumpski. 1, 2. Kick out, man. What will it take for beauty to prevail here tonight? Oh, it's time! It's time to fuck his ass and make him humble! Camel clutch! Camel clutch locked in, but Bacon, you beast! Breaking up the camel clutch. Rex had it in the bag. It was 1. Well, Hepburn, no. No, no, no. Oh, thank God. I thought we were going to see it. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to jinx it here. Joey. Oh, come on. It wasn't bad enough to do it to Bo twice. Now Erection. The disrespect can't be quantified. Bo gonna save his partner. Oh, but it might not matter. 500 pounds. Dropping right down onto Rex's chest, and he is out of it. Oh, but he's able to escape. What little he might have left here. Oh, the suck of the thumb. Gave him a little bit of a wet willy right there. Put him right back in the corner. Tag to El Jefe. We saw this towards the start of the match. This electric chair DDT. I mean, that's 7 feet. Getting dropped on your head. But Erection brilliantly able to escape to the outside. Trying for a chance to catch his breath, but looks like El Jefe is not going to let that happen. Oh. Okay. We're back into the ring. Both men now. Erection going to scoop him up. Drop him. Chest first on the top rope, just desperate at this point. All the Bromanchers goes for a pin. But the wrestling gods won't show mercy. On the Bromanchers tag to Joey Bacon. Rex gonna try for the lie detector. Kick to the gut. Steps over. Kick. Right to the face, but El Jefe is not a legal man any longer. I guess Erection gonna try to take him out of play permanently in this matchup. Oh, wait a minute. Joey Bacon, I think E-Rex Sean is forgetting who the legal man is. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, it is not gay in a three-way. But again, Joey Bacon is a legal man for Vintage. And El Jefe might be taken out, but Bacon running splash in the corner. And it doesn't stop there. Bacon with the biggest worm in the history of the world. Looking like one of those worms out of Dune. El Jefe tag back in. Woo! No! And El Jefe with his turn. Cannonball senton. Jefe circling his prey. Takes him down. Might be looking to jump the shark. Hooks the leg. One, but broken up. Man, what an insane match. El Jefe Huracanrana. Yeah, Chalk might have been the save right there, but oh, what is the wave? Look at the fans! They are loving it. They are loving to see Vintage back together again. Shooting star press. But the only ones who aren't loving it are the Bromancers for very obvious reasons. Right back to the top for a swanton. Yeah, this one's over. 1, 2, 3. What? What? The shooting star press immediately followed up by a swanton bomb. Beautiful bow. How can you not respect and admire and cherish and love the Bromancers? E-Rex Shaw now in. El Jefe with a little super kick to that chiseled jaw. That jaw that can cut glass like a laser. Oh, Joey Bacon rolling fireman's carry senton. El Jefe off the top of the 450 and the biggest moonsault ever from Joey Bacon. Irish Whip gonna send him into the corner. Tag made to El Jefe. And again, E-Rex Shaw gonna get a face full of gooch before Jefe gets him with that cannonball. I mean, I don't know how the Bromancers have survived this long. This has been 90% Vintage, but Bromancers keep finding a way to survive, to endure. That's what beauty does, it endures. You can't destroy real, pure beauty like from the Bromancers. You might be able to hurt it. You might be able to try and dampen it. But beauty, as pure, as real as the Bromancers, cannot be killed. Rex gonna hobble his way back to the corner to make the tag to Bo. As El Jefe sits in the corner. Bo the chance to run up on him. Utilizing some extra leverage there. And a Meteora. Ooh, do that again, Bo. El Jefe brought to his feet. As we're going to see that abdominal stretch again. No, El Jefe able to escape up out of it. Drop down behind. Bo doesn't know where he went. That's how fast El Jefe is. Nice reversal there by Bo, though. And there's the stunner. A third time he's hit that on El Jefe. I don't know if fish have jaws, but if they do, El Jefe's might be on the verge of getting broken. After all these stunners, but he's going to make the tag. Wise one to Joey Bacon. From meet in the middle of the ring, face to face. The true face of beauty, the true face of horror. Nice high knee there by Bo, takes Bacon down. As we've seen throughout this matchup. Oh, nice cheap shot there by Erect Sean. Gives the opening to Bo, coming up from behind, as he often does. And to the top. Beautiful Bo. And then wait for Bacon to get to his feet. Nothing good coming in. What the? What was that? I'm not even sure what he attempted to hit there, but I know that he got none of it. Now it's Sean up to the second rope. Waiting for his shot here. Bacon hardly able to get to his feet. Drop kick. Takes down the 500-pounder. And it looks like Rex wants a piece of El Jefe. He's going to allow the tag to be made. Just to throw himself at El Jefe. Lands flat in his face. And pays the price of that Hurricanrana. Slamming his face down onto the canvas. But as he gets back into the ring, El Jefe is going to hit it. Hook, line, and sinker. One from Bo. Swooping in so heroically to make the save. Jefe trying to get these fans on their feet. As Rex gets to his, Jefe gonna drag him into the corner, but Rex just in the nick of time with elbows to the gut. Now into the corner. Can he make the tag? Oh, he wants to get a look at El Jefe's behind. But an elbow from the human fish. Rex not quick enough. Jefe taking him to the ropes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man, fish stick to the back of the head. Rex, he's the one looking like a fish right now. Flopping out of water. To the top. Swan, no, shooting star press. You never know what you're going to get from El Jefe, but he missed it. And now, the world's sexiest slam from Rex. But Joey Bacon breaks up the pin. Rex is pissed. But he's going to go to the top. El Jefe to his feet, and Sean. Double axe handle, keeping it simple, keeping it classy. Macho Man style. Tag to Bo. He's going to go right for the pin. 1, 2, and he gets it. Can you believe it? After everything we just saw. But wait a minute. That's the Backbreakers. That's Jonas. That's Archie. And they're attacking the Bromances, the team that beat them a couple of weeks ago. The Backbreakers, the only team left standing here tonight. And into our co-main event we go, my friends, here on Shockwave, episode 116. What a show it has been. That last matchup was insanity, but the Backbreakers have the last laugh in the end. Before we get to our main event of the night, which of course we'll see Morgan and Jack Wolf battle the team of AJ Jenkins and undisputed world champion Ellie Quinn. Xander Slate is here and set for action one-on-one against JB Hayes. And it was last week on Shockwave, guys, we saw quite the upset victory. Kai Victory, as his name leads you to believe, defeating Xander Slate to qualify for the Climb to Fame contract ladder match. And well, Slate not happy about this, not happy about being kept. He saw that as his opportunity to at last get hands on Ellie Quinn to win the Climb to Fame contract ladder match, cash in that contract on Ellie Quinn. And well, following that loss, we saw Slate assault Kai Victory after he had an interview backstage, rammed him into the side of a supply crate. Slate said he's not going to let anyone stand between he and getting his revenge on Ellie Quinn for what she did to him at Bloodsport. But Slate's going to have his hands full here tonight. Kai Victory, Ellie Quinn, anyone else going to have to put on the back burner, because the former NGW champion is not someone to look past. It's a brand new season. Now, look, we talked about it last season a couple of times. JB Hayes had such a meteoric rise here in CMV, coming up through NGW, winning the NGW championship at Ascendance 11, fighting one of the greatest of all time, CMV Hall of Famer Paul Devine, defeating him with the NGW championship on the line. But last season, well, nothing really went JB's way. Numerous losses, and well, he tried to sort of reinvent himself under the tutelage of Bob Luger. We all saw how that ended. Luger casting him out. But it's a brand new season. It's a fresh start for everyone. And JB Hayes is looking to make sure this season goes a lot differently. And what a way to kick things off by defeating a Hall of Famer in the OG Dirty Heels, Xander Slate, here tonight. So here we go, Slate Hayes, one-on-one in our co-main event. Climb to Fame just around the corner, my friends. Our very first special event of the new season, as was announced the other night on our Discord. If you want to join our Discord, by the way, !Discord, and the chat will give you a link. It was announced next month. The Tag Team Cup returns, one of my favorite events of the year. But for the first time ever, guys, it's going to be a 2-night event, because on the second night, we will have the very first ever, the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. Very excited for that, and every tag team in CMV I know is locked, cocked, and ready to go. Take that trip across the sea to Tokyo, Japan. Big knee there from JB Hayes, and Slate looks like that knee might have cut him open. Are we not even a couple of minutes into this matchup, and JB Hayes is already showing his ferocity. But Slate, snapmare elbow drop across the chest. Slate, who after what Ellie Quinn did to him at Bloodsport, lost years of his memory and was forced to remember everything he went through. Everything that happened with Bob Luger, with Shea Hoxton and the company, with Jason Spade getting locked inside of the coffin, having it lit on fire, permanently scarring him, not just physically, being seduced by Tailcoat Val and made to be one of her puppets. Slate had to relive it all once again thanks to Ellie Quinn, and now all Slate can think about is getting his hands on the undisputed world champion. And that was taken from his potential opportunity to do so by Kai Victory last week when Victory defeated him in that qualifying matchup. And now Victory might be lucky to even make it to Climb to Fame after Slate attacked him last week. Big splash from the Hall of Famer into the pin. It was a hot start for JB Hayes in this matchup, but now it's been all Xander Slate Out of the corner, lines up. A big boot, but Hayes able to step back and avoid it. Irish whip off the ropes, Slate gonna bump chest. Nice. Rolling Thunder into the flatliner. But certainly caught Slate off guard, trying to pick himself up on the apron. Hayes keeps on top of him though. Like whiteout rice. Numerous shots loosening Slate's grip, knocking him down to the outside, and Hayes striking a little bit of a pose. And looking good. Looks like he spent the offseason in the Performance Center getting jacked up. The freeze and shatter vintage. Hayes, the former NGW champion, sends Slate back into the ring. Not going to stop there as he beckons for Slate to get to his feet. Perfect positioning for a slingshot. Oh, didn't get all of that close on. It looks like he might have even hurt his wrist, perhaps on the connection there. Taking it to his head as Hayes looks for that counter. Not one bounce, but two, and such precision as Slate might be out. No, kick out by the OG Dirty Heel. Pops Hayes. Big knee to the side of the head. Back into the pin, but still, this time just a 1 count. Hayes can only count. Damn, man. He is certainly honed in on the head and neck of Slate in this matchup with these knees and kicks. Soccer ball kick. It's really hard to prepare for someone like Xander Slate. You never know what you're going to get. So erratic outside and in the ring. One thing's for certain though, if you get caught with this Coney Island Cyclone, it might just be game over for you. 1, 2, kick out by Hayes, but barely, and Slate wastes no time. Straight back on the attack, and Slate by Slate incoming, but Hayes knew it was coming, and there's another cutter! From Hayes into the pin, 1, 2, oh man. Off a second cutter, Slate. 2.999. Keeps his head above the water. Hayes not allowing that to deter him though. Big knife edge chop. There you see that cut alongside Slate's left eye. Last thing he needs is losing another eye. Right hook to the jaw, but Hayes going to fire back with one of his own toe-to-toe here in our co-main event. Slate getting the better of Hayes, only momentarily though. They're going shot for shot, but Slate, elbow to the chest. Sees the opening, not going to allow it to get away from him here. Is Xander Slate as he might be looking to lock in, slain by Slate again though. Jamie Hayes able to stop it from happening. To the top. Hayes, locked, loaded, off the top with a blockbuster. And a senton. Nice combo, slickly put together by Hayes here. And there's the Pele kick. That's vintage Hayes, it might be done. 1, 2, kick out by Slate. And what does Hayes have to do here? He's gassed up though. He's honed in. Oh my God, what was that? Some variation of Hayes' cutter, and that is gonna do Slate in. Let's get a replay of that. Sanders, another upset victory. Kai victory last week. JB Hayes here tonight, able to defeat the Hall of Famer. And maybe, guys, Slate just can't keep up with this new generation of talent, with the likes of Kai Victory and a JB Hayes. There was the first cutter. that couldn't keep Slate down. A second cutter wasn't able to do the trick either. And here Hayes got caught with the Coney Island Cyclone. Almost put him away. Slate just kept going for the slain by Slate throughout the matchup, though. There's the second cutter that also wasn't enough to put Slate away. But finally, after this Pele kick, Slate able to kick out. Hayes pulling out one of the wildest cutters. Look at this backflip. Or I don't even know, I don't know what to call that. But it defeated Xander Slate. Snatched him up, and this truly is a new start for JB Hayes. You love to see it. And my fine feathered friends, into our main event we now go here on Shockwave episode 116. And it's at our very first special event of this new season, that Ellie Quinn must defend her undisputed championship against this man, Shay Hoxton's enforcer, the Ogre Morgan. And this, guys, is after Ellie Quinn must face Stevie Gabriel in a no ropes, anything goes, no canvas matchup. That's the deal Ellie Quinn made with Shay Hoxton. If she got her match with Stevie Gabriel, she would have to defend her undisputed world championship, no matter her condition after that matchup, against a fresh Morgan. And it's academic for most. If you look at the betting odds, I don't know if there's a single soul that's putting money on Ellie Quinn to walk out of Climb to Fame still the undisputed world champion. Ellie Quinn has been made week in and week out to fight for her life, essentially. A couple weeks ago, the Shockwave season premiere was the handicap match against Killjoy Club. Last week, it was the no disqualification match against that woman right there, the Rising Star champion Maggie Shaw. But at least here tonight, she'll have a little bit of backup in the form of AJ Jenkins, who certainly has a bone to pick with both Morgan and this man, Jack Wolf. Last week here on Shockwave, Climb to Fame contract ladder match qualifier. With the help of Morgan, Jack Wolf was able to defeat AJ Jenkins and advance to Climb to Fame will be Jackson Drake, the Zero G champion. Jack Wolf, Kai Victory, Blake Virtue fighting for the opportunity to climb that ladder to unhook the briefcase that will hang high above the ring. Cash it in anytime, anywhere for a shot at the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. And Jack Wolf, who, like I said it last week, I'll say it again here, might just be the smartest man alive. We might have known that beforehand. Of course, made a fortune on Wall Street through his many business ventures. But upon arriving here in CMV, it didn't take long for someone like Shay Hoxton to take notice of someone like Jack Wolf. And when Hoxton offered a partnership, Wolf was swift to accept, and it's already paid off. Look, you want to be Shay Hoxton's friend. Believe me, I'm telling you, as someone who's been very close with Hoxton for years now. And now that Hoxton sits in the big seat, runs the show, now more than ever, it pays to be on his good side. Obviously something that this man, AJ Jenkins, has not learned. Deciding to take up with Ellie Quinn here tonight might just be the worst decision he's ever made in his entire career. AJ Jenkins calls himself the one-eyed king. He keeps messing with Shay Hoxton and his associates. He might be the no-eyed king sooner rather than later. But Jenkins not happy, obviously, about having that opportunity to compete at Climb to Fame taken from him. But Morgan interfered in the matchup, distracted him, allowed Jack Wolf to take advantage and win. Ellie Quinn doesn't have a lot of friends in that locker room, if any at all, for that matter. And I wouldn't even say AJ Jenkins is necessarily her friend, but they've got a common goal here tonight at least. Jenkins wants some payback, and Ellie Quinn, she can't really afford to look any gift horse in the mouth, the old saying goes. I'm always hydrated off that W. Promo code CMV23 to get 10% off at checkout. W.GG, by the way. And guys, for Ellie Quinn, as if things weren't bad enough going into Climb to Fame, where she must face Stevie Gabriel in a no ropes, no canvas, anything goes match, must defend her undisputed world championship against a fresh Morgan. Now, Shay Hoxton has made official at Climb to Fame. It will be Maggie Shaw one-on-one with Ruby Cage. And Ellie Quinn, upon hearing this, just about lost her damn mind, but it's Ruby Cage's fault. She stuck her nose where it didn't belong last week in that no disqualification matchup. Coming to help Ellie Quinn, attacking Maggie Shaw, and now Ruby Cage learns the consequences. When she's 19 years old, she might be naive, but guess what? Grow up. Your actions have consequences. And Ruby Cage gonna face them at Climb to Fame. Ellie Quinn, I'll at least say this much, looking to be in higher spirits than over the last couple weeks with Ruby Cage by her side. I don't know if that's a good thing, though, as we see Maggie Shaw over there in the corner of Morgan and Jack Wolf for this main event tag team matchup, but it's going to be Morgan and AJ Jenkins kicking things off. And Jenkins been waiting all week to get hands on Morgan, the man who cost him, big hook to the jaw. Jenkins, this is already popping off. Maggie Shaw going after Ruby Cage, but Ruby is standing her ground. But wait a minute. Referee Murphy is tossing out Maggie Shaw. Oh, but not just Maggie. Ruby as well. They're both out of here. The referee is having none of this in our main event. Ellie Quinn with a look of pure discomfort as she sees Ruby Cage having to head to the back all alone. But Maggie Shaw was looking to pick a fight at ringside. AJ Jenkins, big double kick. Jack Wolf gonna break it up. And now the question is, will Ellie be able to focus here? And she's not able to keep an eye on Ruby Cage. AJ Jenkins trying to go for a kick to the side of Morgan's head. The Ogre's seen it coming Avoids it, but not these stomps to the face. Jenkins gonna crank on that left leg, knee specifically. And now making the tag to Ellie Quinn. Look, Ellie has to deal with it because it's going to be the same at Climb to Fame. She won't be there to look after Ruby Cage when she has to go one-on-one with Maggie Shaw. She'll be too busy trying not to die at the hands of Stevie Gabriel in a no ropes, no canvas, anything goes match, trying not to die at the hands of Morgan with the Undisputed World Championship on the line. Oh, nice little cheap shot there from Jack Wolf on the apron. Gonna allow Morgan to send Quinn into the corner now. Stop Ellie in the corner. Tag made to the richest motherfucker on the earth. The Wolf of Wall Street. Now the Wolf of Shockwave. Big boot to the side of Ellie Quinn's head. Talk about this. Your third matchup in CMV. You're mixing it up with the Undisputed World Champion. That just tells you how talented this man Jack Wolf is in and out of the ring. AJ Jenkins, though, tagged in now. And the One-Eyed King setting out for the retribution against Jack Wolf for what happened last week. Off the top he goes. Double bounce moonsault. Been a fan of AJ Jenkins since his debut here in CMV towards the end of last season. This is an extraordinarily talented kid. Look at him, main event of Shockwave. Teaming with the Undisputed World Champion against the #1 contender. Great opportunity for AJ Jenkins here. Rolling kick out, kick attempted, but Wolf able to sidestep him. Now Jenkins gonna look for the tag, but Wolf doesn't allow it to happen. Instead gonna mock Jenkins for dropping a headbutt. Wolf's gonna go for it looks like maybe a modified sharpshooter situation. Cloverleaf. Jenkins not sticking around in there for too long, but a submission like that so devastating to see. Jenkins holding his lower back even just a couple of seconds. And a submission like that will do its damage on you. Big knee from Wolf now. Going to give him the time he needs to make the tag. The Morgan with the tag also made to Ellie Quinn. And the Ogre with a mighty roar looks for vexation. Look, guys, Morgan knows the kind of condition Ellie Quinn's in. Coming into this matchup here tonight, lucky to be at even 50%. And now Morgan, what is this? Oh my God, the Royal Flush. Something he picked up from George King. But Ellie's able to kick out. But we've been saying it for weeks now since this season began. Will Ellie even make it to Climb to Fame? If she does, in what sort of shape? We have pieces. Powerbomb there and a tag made to Jack Wolf. Can he come in and feast on the leftovers? The howl of the wolf. Ellie Quinn yanked up, put down with a suplex. Nothing fancy, but effective as Wolf tries for the pin. 1, 2, kick out by Quinn. Ellie Quinn having her knee damn near torn apart at the end of last season. Her shoulder almost ripped off. Her head nearly caved in. Endured that handicap match a couple weeks ago. A nasty no DQ match against Maggie Shaw last week. And she's still standing. You gotta respect it. Staring Morgan down. They are locking eyes. Quinn maybe looks a little bit hesitant to get back into the ring. I don't blame her. Is she going to take the count-out loss here? I mean, when you think about it, guys, it might be the smart thing to do. I've never accused Ellie Quinn of being smart, but this might be the smart decision. AJ Jenkins saying, what are you doing? Get back in the ring. You're going to lose us the match. Oh, my God, the tease. And Morgan thought it was going to happen as well. Turned his back. The trap. Laid out by Ellie Quinn. She dug the hole, she covered it with leaves, and Morgan walked right into it. DDT for the Undisputed World Champion. Even AJ Jenkins fell for it. Kick out by Morgan. I was going to say, though, Ellie Quinn, that might be the smartest thing to do to keep yourself as fresh as possible. Just leave, just take the loss. But that's not Ellie Quinn. That's not how she rolls. Spine buster by the devil herself into the pin. 1, 2, but a kick out. Wolf brought to his feet as Quinn with a fire in her eyes. Anyone that stands between she and the undisputed world championship are mince meat. Now from the apron. Oh, but gets distracted by Morgan. Just what happened last week to AJ Jenkins. Jack Wolf gonna try to shake it off in the ring here. As Ellie Quinn tries to psych herself up. There's only so far that gets you, though. Tries for that big boot, but caught with the camel clutch. Vintage Jack Wolf here. Gonna break her back, make her humble. No, grabs at the ankles to escape. Kick to the gut though by Wolf. Kick gets caught, thrown down harsh. Ellie Quinn trying to keep a lid here on Wolf. Obviously a task easier said than done. Hurricanrana and some right hands from the Wolf of Wall Street. Who makes the tag to Morgan. Morgan coming in hot, throws Ellie down hard with that STO, and now pulls her to a spine buster right down in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, Jenkins even getting worried there. Came in to break up the pin, but didn't have to. Jenkins gonna distract Morgan, trying to give Quinn a chance. Even a minuscule one to recover, but no such luck. Morgan, oh no, I think he's going for that elevated Boston crab. No, now the vexation. Ellie seen it coming, and a spine buster of her own. The shootout goes up to the top. Perhaps a last-ditch effort here in this match. Patient as she is, Morgan gets to his feet. Ellie gonna fly with the go-around. Not a whole lot of weight chopping down on you, but it's still ain't gonna tickle. And a tag to AJ Jenkins at last. And Jenkins? Is he? Wait a minute. He's not gonna do this. The cheek vexation to Morgan. Gonna try to defeat him with his own move, but Wolf not going to allow that to happen. Jenkins, the cheeky little thief. Over to the side of the head. Morgan is not happy. Why would you willingly piss off the ogre? Who now makes the tag to Jack Wolf. Jenkins is down, staring up the lights as Wolf might maybe look to the camel clutch again. No, forearm dropped, man, like a bomb. But Jenkins to his feet. Wolf with his jaw dropped, his eyes wide. Nice dodge right there. Wolf might have been going for the stock market crash. Loot dance and some right hands from Jenkins. The one-eyed king off the top of the moonsault attempt. Wolf avoids it. Northern Lights suplex. Nothing overly flashy, but keeps Jack Wolf in control. Fisherman's driver now. Jenkins is in a bad way here. Power move after power move by Jack Wolf. Now he's going to go up to the top rope. Big boy flying. Body splashing into the pin, but Ellie Quinn swoops in to bring up that pin, but she's going to pay for it. Back in the camel clutch. Ellie Quinn's not the legal woman in this matchup. Wolf remembering that. Jenkins getting to his feet. Thanks to Ellie Quinn. Big back elbow, but Wolf with the Hurricanrana and some more punches again. On the main event tag team matchup. The start of the matchup, Maggie Shaw and Ruby Cage nearly coming to blows at ringside. Banished to the back by the referee. No distractions in this main event. As Jenkins makes the tag to Ellie Quinn. Irish whip tandem effort here by these two. Double back body shot. Wolf go flying. And he wants to get the hell out of here. Ellie Quinn, though, going to keep on him like peanut butter on jelly. But again, gets distracted by Morgan. Second time in this matchup, Ellie Quinn has allowed herself to get distracted by the Ogre. They're going to give him a little bit of the guillotine. Drop to the outside just as Wolf gets to his feet. Ellie waiting for him in the ring. She's getting impatient, though. Great combination. Ellie trying to fight back, but gets a knee directly to the bridge of the nose. And Wolf gonna check out Morgan, make sure he's okay before going back to work on Ellie Quinn. Trying to tear her arm right off. Headbutt. Referee up to a count of 6 here. Wolf decides to stop playing around. Oh, Ellie's temple! Rammed off that steel post, and not like this. Not like this. Ellie is out, guys. She can't get back up in time, and this one's over. As Jack Wolf takes out AJ Jenkins just for fun. Jack Wolf and Morgan with a count-out win here in our main event. After Wolf rammed Ellie's head right off that steel ring post. Simply could not recover in time to answer the referee's count. And just as it looked like Jenkins and Ellie Quinn were getting into a groove, look at that spine buster, vicious as ever from the Ogre. And here was AJ Jenkins, about as cheek as it gets, with a vexation to Morgan. Look at Jack Wolf dropping a bomb on Jenkins. Big splash from off the top. Nearly had it won as well. And here was Ellie, guys. She just started to get to her feet. Too little, too late. Ref calls it off. And yet again, the end of a Shockwave. Shay Hoxton and Associates have the last laugh. We are still over a week away from Climb to Fame, guys. What else does Shay Hoxton have in store for the undisputed world champion for Ellie Quinn? Will she make it to Climb to Fame in one piece?